If you find yourself waking up consistently between 3 and 5 in the morning, you're not alone. For many seniors, this window of time becomes a regular interruption in an otherwise peaceful night's sleep. But what if this isn't just a random occurrence? What if your body is trying to tell you something important? Waking up during these early hours may feel frustrating, but it can also offer insight into what's going on with your physical, emotional, or even spiritual health. It's not always about needing the bathroom or hearing a distant noise. Sometimes it's much deeper than that. Sleep patterns change as we age, and those shifts can act as quiet signals from your body that deserve your attention. In this video, we'll explore what might really be happening inside you during those early hours. We'll look at how your internal body clock works, the physical and emotional reasons behind waking up early, and even what traditional beliefs say about this mysterious time of night. We'll also walk through practical strategies to help you get back to restful sleep and discuss when it's time to seek help from a medical professional. So if you often find yourself staring at the ceiling at 4 a.m., don't just brush it off. Stay tuned, because your body might be whispering something worth listening to. Understanding the body's internal clock, circadian rhythm. To understand why waking between 3 and 5 a.m. might be significant, we need to take a closer look at the body's internal clock, known as the circadian rhythm. This 24-hour cycle regulates a variety of bodily functions, including hormone production, digestion, and of course, sleep. Between 3 and 5 a.m., your body is typically in its final stage of sleep, often referred to as the REM stage, or rapid eye movement sleep. This stage is crucial for emotional processing and memory consolidation. It's also a time when your body temperature is at its lowest and your brain activity is high, as it works through the events and emotions of the previous day. For seniors, the circadian rhythm can become more sensitive due to changes in hormone levels and a decrease in melatonin production. This can make sleep lighter and more fragmented. Aging also affects the body's response to external cues like light and temperature, which can lead to early awakenings. Additionally, disruptions in natural light exposure, especially during the winter months, can cause circadian misalignment. For example, spending too much time indoors or using electronic screens late into the evening can trick the brain into staying alert. Disruptions in this rhythm can be triggered by a variety of factors: stress, medications, inconsistent bedtime routines, or underlying health conditions. When your sleep is cut short during this vital stage, your body may be signaling an imbalance or trying to restore equilibrium. Understanding your internal clock is the first step to recognizing what your body might be telling you. If you consistently wake up at this time, it could be your body's way of saying that something in your daily routine or physical state needs to be adjusted. Physical causes, what your body might be signaling. When your body repeatedly wakes you between 3 and 5 a.m., it might be pointing to specific physical issues that deserve your attention. One common cause is a drop in blood sugar levels. During the night, your body continues to use glucose to fuel vital organs. If you haven't eaten well before bedtime, or if your blood sugar regulation is off, something common in seniors and individuals with diabetes or prediabetes, you may wake up feeling jittery, anxious, or even sweaty. Hormonal fluctuations also play a big role. The stress hormone cortisol naturally begins to rise around this time to prepare the body for waking. However, if cortisol levels rise too early or too sharply due to chronic stress or an overactive adrenal response, it may jolt you awake prematurely. Another culprit is sleep apnea, a condition where breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep. It often leads to fragmented sleep and frequent awakenings. Even if you don't remember waking up fully, your body may come out of deep sleep several times a night due to breathing disruptions. Also, let's not forget the most straightforward physical reason: the need to use the bathroom. As we age, the bladder becomes more active at night. Conditions like nocturia, frequent nighttime urination, are very common among older adults. Chronic pain and underlying illnesses, such as arthritis, heart disease, or acid reflux, can also stir you from sleep. These conditions might not wake you fully, but they can reduce the quality of your rest and cause you to rouse between 3 and 5 a.m. These physical triggers can act as the body's way of tapping you on the shoulder and saying, "Hey, something needs your attention." Keeping a sleep diary, watching your diet, and consulting with a healthcare provider can help identify which signal your body is sending. Emotional and mental triggers. Not all wake-ups are caused by physical factors. Often, the mind plays an equally strong role. The hours between 3 and 5 a.m. are also when your subconscious mind is most active. If you find yourself waking up with a racing mind, lingering thoughts, or feelings of sadness, you might be experiencing emotional or psychological unrest. Anxiety is a major contributor. Worry doesn't always knock on the door during the day. Sometimes it creeps in during the quiet hours of the early morning when distractions are minimal. For seniors, anxiety can stem from health concerns, loneliness, or life transitions like retirement or the loss of loved ones. Depression, too, can affect sleep. People suffering from depression often wake up early and have trouble falling back asleep. This early morning awakening is a known symptom of clinical depression. Grief, another powerful emotion, often interrupts sleep. Many seniors experience the loss of spouses, siblings, or friends, and these feelings can surface in the stillness of the night. Mental stress from unresolved emotions or major life changes doesn't just go away when you close your eyes. It lingers in the subconscious and can jolt you awake as your brain attempts to process it. Practices like journaling before bed, mindfulness meditation, or talking with a counselor can help manage these emotional triggers. Deep breathing exercises and listening to calming sounds or nature tracks can also soothe an anxious mind in the early hours. When your body wakes you up between 3 and 5 a.m., it might be your heart and mind asking for care and compassion. The spiritual and traditional medicine perspective. In many traditional and spiritual systems, waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. holds deep meaning. In traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, each 2-hour interval of the day is believed to correspond to a specific organ system. The time between 3 and 5 a.m. is associated with the lungs. The lungs are not only vital for breathing, but are also believed to be tied to grief and emotional processing in Chinese philosophy. If you are consistently waking at this hour, it may suggest unresolved grief or sadness that your body's working through. Many spiritual teachings suggest that the early morning hours are a time of heightened spiritual awareness. Some call it the veil hour, when the world is quietest and messages from your higher self or the divine are more accessible. Waking up at this time could be seen as an invitation to reflect, pray, or simply sit in stillness. For seniors who may be reflecting more on life's meaning, legacy, or spiritual connection, these early hours can become a gentle nudge toward deeper insight or healing. Rather than resisting wakefulness, some find peace in embracing it as a time for quiet meditation, breathwork, or journaling. Some even find this time ideal for creative expression. If you're awake and feel inspired, consider writing poetry, drawing, or working on a personal project. This spiritual perspective offers a new way to appreciate rather than dread those 3 a.m. wake-ups. Whether you believe in energy cycles or not, honoring what your body and spirit may be telling you during this time can be both comforting and empowering. The role of your sleep environment. Your sleep environment can be just as critical as your internal biology when it comes to uninterrupted rest. Even if your circadian rhythm is aligned and your body is ready to sleep, an unfavorable environment can nudge you awake, especially during sensitive hours like 3 to 5 a.m. What happens in your bedroom or the space around you during this time could be playing a significant role. Start with temperature. According to sleep research, the ideal room temperature for restful sleep is between 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, 15.6 to 19.4 degrees Celsius. If your room becomes too warm or cold in the early hours, your body might respond by waking up. This is because temperature fluctuations affect your body's thermoregulation, which is closely tied to your sleep cycle. For instance, if your room heats up too much because of a programmed thermostat, or if it gets chilly due to poor insulation, your body senses that change and may trigger alertness. Noise is another culprit. Even subtle sounds that occur around 3 to 5 a.m., like early garbage collection, distant traffic, or birds beginning to chirp, can disrupt your sleep. You might not even consciously hear them, but your brain does, especially during lighter phases of sleep, such as REM, which is more common in the early morning. Then there's lighting. Even tiny amounts of ambient light, from street lamps peeking through your blinds or LED lights on electronics, can interfere with melatonin production, the hormone responsible for maintaining your sleep-wake cycle. Melatonin is highly sensitive to light, especially blue light emitted from phones and televisions. If your body senses light too early, it may begin the waking process before you're truly ready to rise. You should also consider air quality. A dry room can lead to irritated nasal passages or throat, especially if you breathe through your mouth. Likewise, poor air circulation or allergens, like dust mites or pet dander, can trigger discomfort that stirs you from sleep. So what can you do? Start by turning your bedroom into a true sanctuary. Invest in blackout curtains or shades to eliminate outside light. Use a fan, humidifier, or white noise machine to control air quality and reduce external noise. If you're particularly sensitive to sound, try earplugs or noise-canceling sleep headphones. Don't forget about your mattress and pillows. A lumpy mattress or unsupportive pillow can cause discomfort that builds during the night, becoming enough to wake you by early morning. Experts recommend replacing your mattress every 7 to 10 years and using pillows suited to your sleeping position, back, side, or stomach. Finally, be mindful of digital interference. Keep your phone out of arm's reach or in another room entirely. Turn off Wi-Fi routers if they emit strong lights or are close to your bed. Creating a bedtime routine that avoids screens for at least 30 minutes can also help signal your body that it's time to wind down. Try reading a physical book, journaling, or listening to calm music instead. By adjusting your sleep environment, you're not just chasing comfort, you're actively supporting your body's natural rhythms. A quiet, dark, cool, and clutter-free bedroom tells your brain it's safe and time to sleep deeply through the night. Traditional Chinese medicine perspective. Western medicine tends to look at sleep disruptions in terms of physical or psychological issues. But traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, offers a unique perspective rooted in thousands of years of practice. According to the TCM body clock, every organ in your body has a 2-hour window during which it is most active. Between 3 and 5 a.m., this organ is the lungs. In TCM, the lungs are not just about breathing, they are considered the seat of grief and sadness. So waking up during this time might suggest more than just a need for air. It could indicate unresolved emotional issues, particularly ones related to loss, loneliness, or sorrow. Let's unpack this. When you consistently wake up between 3 and 5 a.m., it may be your body's way of processing grief that hasn't been fully addressed. You might not consciously be thinking about past trauma or emotional wounds, but your body remembers. TCM believes emotional health and physical health are deeply intertwined. For example, if you've experienced a recent death, a breakup, or even emotional isolation, the lungs may respond with early morning awakenings as part of their energetic cycle. In a more physical sense, the lungs are also detoxifying during this time. Your respiratory system is working to expel waste and absorb fresh oxygen. If you're experiencing congestion, asthma, allergies, or a cold, this can create disturbances in your sleep. You may wake up coughing, struggling to breathe clearly, or simply feeling unrested. To support your lungs during this early window, consider some holistic remedies. Deep breathing exercises before bed can be powerful, especially diaphragmatic breathing, which increases oxygen flow and helps calm the nervous system. Try inhaling slowly for 4 counts, holding for 4, and exhaling for 4. Repeat this cycle several times to help prepare your lungs and mind for rest. Herbal remedies can also support lung function. In TCM, teas made from herbs like licorice root, white mulberry leaf, or schisandra are believed to soothe the lungs and promote emotional balance. Always consult with a healthcare provider before starting herbal supplements, especially if you're on medication. You might also incorporate gentle movement into your evening routine. Qigong, a traditional Chinese practice combining breathwork, movement, and meditation, is excellent for balancing energy and calming the lungs. Even a few minutes of Qigong at night can reduce stress and improve sleep quality. Emotionally, this could be a sign to open up. Whether through journaling, therapy, or heartfelt conversations with loved ones, expressing grief and sadness can begin the healing process and allow your body to rest more peacefully. Ultimately, the TCM perspective encourages you to look deeper, not just at what's happening physically, but what might be unresolved within. Waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. could be your lungs and your heart asking for attention. Hormonal imbalances and cortisol spikes. Your body runs on a complex symphony of hormones that regulate everything from energy and digestion to mood and sleep. One of the key players in this orchestra is cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone. Naturally, cortisol follows a diurnal rhythm. It's low at night, rises in the early morning, and peaks around the time you typically wake up. But what happens when cortisol peaks too early? You guessed it. You might find yourself wide awake between 3 and 5 a.m. This phenomenon is more common than people realize. If you're dealing with chronic stress, burnout, or even poor blood sugar regulation, your cortisol curve may shift. Instead of rising gradually and gently around 6 or 7 a.m., your cortisol may spike between 3 and 5 a.m., jarring you awake with racing thoughts, a rapid heartbeat, or a vague sense of unease. Let's talk about why this happens. When your brain perceives stress, even if it's subconscious, it activates the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal (HPA) axis, signaling the adrenal glands to release cortisol. If your nervous system is constantly in fight or flight mode, cortisol can become dysregulated. Over time, your body begins to anticipate stress and releases cortisol preemptively, often during the night. This is especially common in people dealing with high-pressure jobs, caregiving responsibilities, financial anxiety, or emotional trauma. Another contributor is blood sugar instability. If you eat a carbohydrate-heavy meal or sugary dessert close to bedtime, your blood sugar may crash a few hours later. This crash can signal your body to release cortisol and adrenaline to compensate, which again can cause early waking. So how can you fix it? Start by evaluating your lifestyle. Are you constantly wired, rushing from task to task, and then trying to crash into sleep? If so, your body likely hasn't had the time or support it needs to properly wind down. Begin a ritual about 60 to 90 minutes before bed that includes screen-free time, low lighting, and activities that relax your nervous system, like meditation, stretching, or journaling. Nutritionally, focus on stabilizing your blood sugar. Avoid high-sugar, high-carb meals late at night. Instead, opt for a balanced evening snack with protein, fiber, and healthy fat, like a small apple with almond butter or a slice of turkey with avocado. These combinations help prevent dramatic blood sugar dips that can wake you up. Consider magnesium supplements, especially glycinate or citrate forms, as they can help reduce cortisol and promote relaxation. Another helpful group of supplements includes adaptogens, such as ashwagandha, rhodiola, and holy basil. These herbs help the body adapt to stress and regulate hormonal responses. You may also want to get your cortisol levels tested, especially if waking up early is a chronic issue. A functional medicine practitioner or endocrinologist can help you understand your unique hormonal rhythms and recommend personalized strategies. Lastly, don't underestimate the role of light exposure. Our bodies need exposure to bright, natural light during the day and minimal blue light at night to maintain a healthy circadian rhythm. Spend at least 15 minutes outside in the morning sun if you can, and switch to amber or red lighting in the evening. When you support your adrenal health and keep cortisol in balance, you're giving your body permission to rest, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. This is key to eliminating early morning wake-ups and restoring restorative sleep. While understanding the why behind your early wake-ups is important, it's just as crucial to know how to respond. Thankfully, there are practical steps you can take to regain more restful, uninterrupted sleep. First, consider your evening habits. Avoid stimulants like caffeine or sugar after mid-afternoon, and aim to eat a light dinner a few hours before bedtime to help regulate blood sugar. Gentle stretching, calming herbal teas like chamomile, or a warm bath can help signal your body that it's time to wind down. Make your sleep environment as comfortable as possible. Ensure your room is dark, quiet, and cool. Invest in a good mattress and pillows that support your body well. Sometimes small changes, like blackout curtains or a white noise machine, can make a big difference. If you do wake up between 3 and 5 a.m., try not to panic or stress about it. Instead, use the time to practice deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or gentle mindfulness. Avoid looking at screens, as blue light can further disrupt your circadian rhythm. Try incorporating a consistent bedtime ritual. Dimming lights an hour before sleep, turning off electronics, and engaging in a calming activity like reading a book or listening to soft music. Keeping a sleep diary can also help you track patterns, including what you ate, how you felt, and what time you went to bed. Share this with your healthcare provider to rule out conditions like sleep apnea or hormonal imbalances. If stress or emotions seem to be the culprit, consider working with a counselor or therapist trained in cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI. This approach is highly effective, especially in older adults. Finally, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor about persistent sleep issues. There are treatments and therapies specifically designed for older adults to improve sleep quality. Your body may be waking you up for a reason, but with the right strategies, you can get the restorative rest you deserve. Waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. might feel like a nuisance, but it could be your body's way of communicating something meaningful. Whether it's a physical imbalance, emotional stress, or even a spiritual calling, these early hours hold clues to your inner health and well-being. Understanding your circadian rhythm, tuning into your body's needs, and making small but meaningful lifestyle changes can help you get back on track. Don't ignore those wake-up calls. Listen, learn, and respond with kindness and care. Your sleep matters, your health matters. And if your body is speaking, it's always worth listening. And remember, sometimes the quietest moments in the middle of the night carry the loudest messages from within. We'd love to hear from you. Do you find yourself waking between 3 and 5 a.m.? What strategies have helped you reclaim your rest? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update from Elderly and Wise. We're here to support your journey toward better sleep and healthier living, one insightful topic at a time. And share this video with a friend or loved one who might be struggling with early morning awakenings. It could be the information they've been waiting for. Sleep well and stay wise.